Hi and welcome back to the Off-Plan Show. My name is Miri Okoto. It's good to see you again. So today we want to talk about real estate and we want to do a quick project review on a brand new project by Sobha Realty, one of the best real estate developer here in Dubai. Now, right before I begin talking about this new project, let's talk about the current state of the real estate market here in Dubai. Right now, the real estate market has never been healthier, and we're seeing multiple projects being launched everywhere around the city. That's good. That means that the economy is thriving and the market is doing great. If you haven't thought about investing in real estate, you might want to do so as soon as possible because the trend just keeps on getting higher and higher, and so do the prices as well. So it's a fantastic time to get into real estate, invest in real estate, and get to realize that equity and capital appreciation in the real estate business here in Dubai. Now, having said that, let's get into business. Today, we want to do a quick project review on Sobha Hartland 2. Now, Sobha Hartland 2, as I've mentioned before, is developed by Sobha Realty. So the project is named after the developer itself. Uh, Now, Sobha Realty is actually a great real estate developer, right? They've been in the industry for quite some time now, and they make really good projects here in Dubai. Their properties are very good, and they get great returns on the market. Now, what is Sobha known for? Sobha is mostly known for their quality. Both brokers and real estate professionals may be quick to point out that Sobha has great quality, but as much as everybody says quality, quality can mean a lot of things to so many different people. And having investigated and done my research on the market, when people say quality and when Sobha says that they have the great quality in the market, they just mean construction quality and durability. That is actually a very, very crucial point, considering that people really, really want to have great, almost like indestructible real estate here in Dubai, considering the floods that we've seen recently. So it's very crucial to have great construction quality and durability. This is where Sobha thrives and wins, right? They certainly have the best construction quality and durability in the market right now. And I gotta give him that, yeah? So Sobha is a great developer. If you want to invest in Sobha, go ahead. But you have to be strategic on which project and which area you want to invest in with the developer. All in all, they are, well above average, not your typical real estate developer. They're pretty good, right? So let's talk about this new community, Sobha Hartland 2. And why is it the talk of town? Why is everybody interested in Sobha Hartland 2? Well, two things. First of all, they know what they're going to get, right? How do they know this? Is because Sobha Heartland 1 has already been developed, right? And Sobha Heartland 1 is a thriving community. Uh, the aesthetics, design, quality in Sobha Heartland 1 is very, very good, right? And in a sense, it surpassed most of its customers' expectation in that community. So you could only expect the same, if not better, in Sobha Heartland too, considering that now they have decided to put more money in Heartland 2. They're going to make it bigger and they're going to have more features in this community. So that's number one. Number two is, of course, it's going to be a brand new community and it's going to be strategically positioned in the city. So it's close to almost all areas. We'll cover that in the future as I continue talking about the project. Now, let's talk about location. Sobha Heartland 2 is strategically located along Al Ain Dubai Road, just opposite Sobha Hartland 1. So Sobha Hartland 1 is kind of like here, and Sobha Hartland 2 is on the other side of the road, somewhere here. Sobha Hartland 2 is going to be 11 minutes from downtown. That's good. That means downtown is close to your community, which is the CBD in Dubai, and all business goes down in downtown. It's going to be close to Business Bay as well, just 8 minutes away. So that's also great, which is also, a business hub here in Dubai. There's also talks of having a new road constructed that's going to cut down the commute time from downtown to Sobha Heartland 2 from 11 minutes to 8 minutes, right? So that's good because commute will be easy, and you're going to have a direct road connecting to that community. So to me, that's a very, very great point because if you have a dedicated access from this community to downtown, that means business will be flowing in and out from downtown to Sobha Heartland too. So that's a great, great point in itself. Now let's take a look at the project details, right? Now, Sobha Heartland 2 is going to be an 8 million square feet piece of land, so it's going to be massive. And that entire community is going to be a gated community. Now, why is that important? In history, as we've seen in the real estate market here in Dubai, all gated community tend to do well in the market because it creates this sense of exclusivity and seclusion from the environment, right? Because if you have a beautiful community in an area that's not as aesthetic as the community itself, that kind of like affects the ROI and capital appreciation if it is not gated. But since it's gated, yeah, the community can feel sort of like its own area. So that's good to have Sobha Heartland 2, a gated community. Okay. Also, we're going to have 30% of the land dedicated to greenery. So remember, I said it's an 8 million square feet piece of land, so it's going to be massive. And 30% of that land is dedicated to just greenery. So we're talking about parks, trees, areas to sit, grass, and water view. That's great because Dubai doesn't have a lot of cities that have a lot of trees in them. So not all cities, not all areas are green. Dubai Hills being one of the most greenest areas in Dubai. Al Barari is one of them. So Shoba is also trying to create a green community in this project. Needless to say that the demand and the needs for the customers have shifted now. So people don't just want a concrete jungle like we see in Marina or downtown, right? Or all these other areas. People want an area that they can have sort of like a work-life balance where they can have time to switch off from the daily activities and just enjoy their home. So that's what we're seeing with most of these new communities, right? You can't get this with an older community. Then again, when somebody says that they want to invest in old communities, this is one of the points that I bring them to, right? If you're going to invest in an old community, also remember you're not going to have all these fantastic and beautiful features and amenities, right? You're just going to invest in an old community. Maybe it's not gated. You're going to invest in an old community and it doesn't have any trees or greenery, around that area. So new projects like Sobha Heartland 2 have taken the initiative to put a lot of greenery in their community. And this is all to the benefit of the residents and the investors because it helps to retain your customers in that community. Uh, we're going to have 13 residential buildings in this community, right? So we're going to have like uh, towers right next to each other, spaced out in that community. We're going to have 4 crystal lagoons, right? One big crystal lagoon for the mansion and the villas, another 2 crystal lagoons for the 13 residential buildings, and then one more crystal lagoon in the back where the clubhouse and the mini mall is for the entire community, right? In this project as well, we're going to have a clubhouse. That's good. As I mentioned before, we're going to have a small mini mall, if I may. We're also going to have a school, and this school is positioned in a way that it's almost secluded, almost like at the corner of the community. This is great. You know why? Because it's not inside the community, right? Like in Sobha Hartland 1. They also learned from their mistakes. In Sobha Hartland 1, which is the previous community, the school was inside the community. This created a lot of traffic because a lot of school buses were coming in, a lot of parents were coming to pick up their kids inside the community, and this just created a false sense of traffic inside the community, which honestly was not needed. They could have avoided this by placing the school in a different location, which now they have in Sobha Heartland too. Now, having positioned this school in the corner of the community, this means school buses don't have to enter the community. They just go inside the school, pick up or drop off the kids, and drive off. Same applies to the parents. So that's good. There is no traffic inside the community, so inside the community remains relaxed, refined, and peaceful at all times. So that's great. I mean, if you live in Dubai, then you know when kids are living, school or coming into school, you can't do much. You can't overtake the bus. You just have to wait until the bus drops or picks up the kids and leaves, right? So that's good to position the school in that location. Another reason why it's great to have the school is that it's going to bring more investors, more families into the community. So this is just going to drive up demand. I'll cover that as we proceed, right? Another project detail about this particular community, Sobha Heartland 2, is that we're going to have 2 tennis courts and paddle courts for anybody who likes outdoor activities. We're going to have a clubhouse as well, as I had mentioned. We're going to have a 1.8 kilometer broad walk, and it's going to be filled with retail and, shopping outlets like coffee shops, restaurants, and what have you. That is very, very good for the community. Why is that so? It's going to be very good for business, so it's going to create a lot of footfall in the community because people are going to be passing through the community. So one of the reasons why real estate communities do well is retail, and not just any kind of retail. It's high-end, sophisticated retail, right? Because you don't want to have cheap retail, then you get cheap people coming into your community. But if you have high-end, high-quality retail like Shoba is doing here in this community, then you get to have really, really good customers inside your community. The same customers will want to, be a part of this community. So they're going to be willing to pay more to live inside that community. Okay, so it's very crucial to have retail in your community, right? So we're going to have a 1.8 kilometer broad walk in that community, which stretches across the Crystal Lagoon, and that is very, very good for business because short-term rental is just going to do very, very good. You know, the Airbnbs and and uh, and rentals and what have you. Now, also another detail about this community is that it's going to be very near downtown, right? Only 11 minutes away. And a new road is going to be constructed, so that's going to cut down the commute time to 8 minutes. It's also very near to business space, so it's kind of like near so many areas because it's also near the airport, also very close to, you just get into Sheikh Zayed Road and you can go to the Marina and JLT, very close to the beach and all these other areas. So that's very good. In terms of location, Sobha Hartland 2 is at a very, very good location. Now we're going to have 3 clusters in this community. One cluster for the townhouses and the villas, another cluster for the villas as well, and one more cluster for the big mansions. And it's also say that the founder of Sobha is going to be residing inside that community. So there's like 3 massive mansions reserved just for him and his family. I think 2 daughters as well. So that's really, really good because here you have the founder and the head, the big boss himself of the real estate company residing in the community in which he is building, right? So that goes to prove that he is truly dedicated to the customer experience, because I'm sure if he's going to live there, he'll want it to be impeccable, right? Right, and then we're going to have the residential buildings, the 13 residential buildings spread across the Crystal Lagoons as well. Now let's talk about the availability right now. Now in this community, we're going to have 1 bed, right? We're going to have 1 beds plus study. We're going to have 2 beds, and we're going to have 3 beds as well. So the average size of a 1 bed is 700 square feet, starting sizes, right? The starting price will be anywhere around 1.5 million local dirhams to about 1.9 million dirhams. And then we have 1 bed plus study. The average size will be from around 900 square feet, starting sizes. The starting price will be about 1.6 million. Then we have the 2 bedrooms. The starting sizes will be about 1,000 square feet, and the prices will be from 2.2 million to 2.7 million, right? And then we'll have the 3 bedrooms, which started from around 1,700 square feet. So that's a decent size for a 3 bedroom. And then we're going to have the 6 bedroom villas and clusters. Now let's talk about the villas. Now, these villas are going to provide an amazing real estate opportunity, right? Because first of all, we don't have so many villas and mansions in Dubai, right? We have a limited number of villas. Now, these villas will have direct access to the Crystal Lagoon. Now, in this villas cluster, we're going to have 4-bedroom standalone villas and 5-bedroom standalone villas. The 4-bedroom starting price will be around 22.8 million, right? And then we're going to have the 5 bedrooms. The 5-bedroom standalone villas, the starting price is 30 million, right? But unfortunately, these units are all already sold out, okay? We're also going to have the 6-bedroom villas with the Crystal Lagoon access. Only a few units are now available. The starting prices will be from 58 million to 61 million. The starting size will be from 16,000 square feet, built up area only. And then we have the 6-bedroom mansions with private beach and lagoon access. Only a few units available as well. And the starting price would be 130 million dirhams. The sizes would be from 30,000 square feet, built up area, which is also a very good, it's an okay price. Some of you might think it's expensive, but it's really not. Because if you compare other mansions of a similar size in MBR City with 30,000 square feet, selling anywhere above 200 million, right? So for 130 you get the same size, and that means you have about 70 million in profit if your villa, if your mega mansion goes up to catch up to the prices of the units in MBR City, if that makes sense, okay? Because the current market is offering 200 million for a 30,000 square feet built up size in MBR City. Let's talk about the handover. The handover is going to be in 2027. So all towers should be complete by then, and the entire community should be already developed and handed over by 2027. However, the villas and mansions are going to be completed by 2025. Okay, so that's just next year, Q4 of 2025. Okay, so that's okay. And the reason they did this is because they wanted to give the people in the residential towers a sense of a completed community inside this project, right? So they're going to have great views, and they're going to have, great capital appreciation because the community is already developed. So the villas are going to be completed first, and then the residential towers. The payment plan is going to be 60/40. That means 60% during construction and 40% upon handover. So that's the kind of payment plan we're looking at. You only need 30% for you to resell the project, which is, which is good, because you just pay 20% plus 4% for the down payment, and the remaining 6%, boom, and you can sell the property off. That means it's very good for investment. Now, let's talk about why this project, Sobha Hartland 2, is great for investment. Number one, a lot of amenities and features like the parks, the beach lagoons. So the community is just going to be, very, very good for holiday homes and, Airbnbs and things like that. So it's going to be very good for business, right? Because there's just a lot of features, a lot of amenities, from the clubhouse to the mall to, the swimming pools to the beach lagoons with, sand, to the schools, to, the hotels there. So it's going to be a fantastic community, right? So this is one of the reasons why you should invest in Sobha Heartland too, because there's just a lot of things to do there, right? Number two, there's a lot of retail spaces, so there's going to be more footfall in the community. Thus, is going to create a bustling and thriving community, good for capital appreciation. Okay, one of the reasons why people are willing to pay more for real estate is because the community is thriving. Okay, so you have to understand that. If you have a thriving community where people want to come in and go out every time in that community, then an investor will understand, there's money to be made here, right? So I want to invest here. So having these retail spaces and outlets inside that community is going to boost the overall capital appreciation in that community, right? Because so many people will be coming here for, activities or get away with their families or just shopping, okay? Because if your business is doing great there, yeah, so you might want to rent an apartment there. Okay, I hope that makes sense. One of the reasons why downtown is such an amazing place to invest in is because of the retail that's in downtown. If you take away the retail from downtown, then downtown isn't downtown anymore, right? So this is the reason why retail plays a great role in a real estate community, but not just any kind of retail. It has to be high-end, high-quality retail. Uh, Also, number three, another reason why you should invest in this community is 30% of the land is dedicated to greenery. Now, this is going to keep the community cool, it's going to keep it shaded, and families are going to enjoy their time there because you're just surrounded by nature and it's just a fun place to live in. You don't want to live in a place where it's just concrete and road and nothing to do. Yeah, but if you have parks and places to, sit and enjoy and relax with your family, then the community is happy and people are willing to pay more to live inside that community. Number four, there's a school inside the community for families. So that means the families are willing to pay more to live inside Sobha Heartland too. Okay, so if you have schools in communities like Sobha Heartland too is going to have, if you have malls, these are the things which are really really essential for any thriving community. You gotta have a school, right? You gotta have retail spaces. You gotta have banks. You gotta have a clubhouse. You need to have parks. These are the most essential things for a community to thrive and for you to gain the most capital appreciation from your investment. Um, Also, another reason why you should invest in Sobha Heartland too is that it's easy access to downtown and Business Bay. That's an added advantage because you want to be near, close to these areas, because if somebody can't stay in downtown, the next best place that they want to rent out an apartment because downtown is overly expensive is going to be Sobha Heartland too, right? So that just makes sense. And also, I was having a conversation with, you know, a colleague of mine at work, and he was saying he wanted to rent a place in Business Bay that's close to his work, but he couldn't find any place because all those areas are either too expensive or they're just completely rented out. So there are not so many high quality residential apartments or communities which are close to Business Bay and downtown, other than Sobha Heartland 1 and Sobha Heartland 2, right, or Maidan. So this is one of the reasons why Sobha Heartland 2 is going to be a great place for investment because it's only 8 minutes away to downtown. Another reason why you should invest in Sobha Heartland too is that the community also has expensive villas, and this is going to be very good for residential apartments. So it's just going to be a very great residential project, which is going to give you great capital appreciation. You know why? Because millionaires are investing in the mansions and the standalone villas, right? So these are people with money. And when you invest in something that's 50 million, 100 million, you want to get the most capital appreciation. And one of the ways to make money is by being near people who are making money. So when the capital appreciation for these mansions and villas will be appreciating, so will your residential project, which you just bought for 1.6 million. Imagine just being neighbors with somebody who bought his mansion at 130 million, yeah? And you're in the same community having bought your one bedroom at 1.6 million, yeah? Having bought your two bedroom at 2.1 million, right? So when the capital appreciation and equity is building on these mansions and villas, your apartment as well will be increasing in value. And that's just how real estate works. One community thrives and becomes more expensive because it's near a community that's even more expensive. That's how equity works. It kind of like spills from one area to another area. um, so yeah, so that's going to dramatically increase your value. Also, another reason why investors should invest in Sobha Hartland too is the community has great design, great infrastructure, and quality. So it's going to be good overall for the value of the community. And how do we know this? Because we can see Sobha Hartland 1, which is already developed. It's great, it's good looking, the quality is amazing, construction's good, it's durable, and the community stays clean at all times. So if the developer has decided to build an even bigger and better community, trust you me that it's going to do a good job, right? So we already know what to expect. So this is one of the reasons why you should invest in Sobha Heartland 2 by Sobha Realty. Now, if you're out there and you're a real estate investor and you want to invest in real estate, and you're considering investing in Sobha Heartland 2 or any Sobha project, get in touch as soon as possible so we can guide you on the best real estate investment. Remember, yes, you can invest all by yourself. It's great, fantastic. But if you have somebody who understands the business inside the market, it's an added advantage for you, right? It's only real estate investors who think that they can go outside and just pick up a property just by themselves, as if they were going to buy some grocery in the supermarket. Because even stocks, when you're investing in stocks, you have to speak to the right people so that you can invest correctly. And it's not getting out of the stock is just as important as getting into the stock. So selling off your property when you've made a profit is just as important as you getting into that real estate and buying it for yourself for investment. I hope that makes sense. I hope I want to make it as clear as possible that you selling off your property and making profit is just as important as you investing, right? Because you need to work with people who understand the market and they can sell your property at the highest price in the market per square foot, right? Other than just trying to do it yourself because you're going to lose money. So if you're out there and you're considering investing in Sobha Heartland or any other real estate project here in Dubai, get in touch as soon as possible. Let's get to know each other. You can get to know me, and I can get to know you and your goals and where you want to take your investment, and we can do business. Thank you very much for watching the Off-Plan Show. My name is Miri Okoto, and this is another episode of the Off-Plan Show, reviewing yet another great real estate developer.